Boom, 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 boom.
There you go.
We are again, man. We're live again, once again. The Hammer Fist Podcast, boys, with MMA Fight Pass. A lot of stuff going on, man. This last week and this last month, Archie, man. Everybody out there, it's been something else. I'm super excited, dude. Because all the shows are coming back: boxing, jiu-jitsu, wrestling. And, of course, the MMA, the amateur shows, Pro-Am. We're getting live grappling matches going. It's really cool, man. I'm stoked. That last year, that COVID and everything getting shut down, we kept it going. But, man, now we're getting back out on the road and we're doing stuff. And we got this event coming up, this amateur MMA show. Also, it's going to have boxing. It's going to have grappling matches. And my friend right here, my partner, you guys all know him, Archie Tovar. One of the guys behind MMA Fight Pass. Right now, you, brother, you're over in Las Vegas, just pulled up. Yeah.
Stu, what's up, brother?
Hey, Stu, we'll talk to you.
What's happening, homie?
But my buddy Archie right here, my partner, just arrived in Las Vegas, and he's been training his butt off in jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and you're getting ready to compete in the World Championships of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, brother. I'm proud of you, man. How's it like? How was the trip to Vegas?
Yeah, no, for sure. We're all basically competing, right? Stu's going to compete next week. I'm in Vegas right now. I just got into the airport a while ago, but I haven't left to my room yet because, I just sat down and started doing all kinds of computer work. So here we go, the airport background, Vegas. But tomorrow is the Gi World Tournament. It starts tomorrow, first day. And I'll be out there 4 p.m. competing. Hell yeah.
Man, dude. Stuart Smith, man, we're glad you joined us, brother. We got Stuart, and we just got Isaiah Juarez in the house. How you gentlemen doing, man? I'm glad you guys joined us. I know things are hectic right now, and we get this podcast going. How you doing, Stuart?
Stu, can you hear us?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
My bad. I'm doing DoorDash right now, trying to make a little extra cash, but I'm doing pretty good. Just had a kind of bad day in the gym, but hopefully I feel better for the 20th.
Hey, you know what, man? A bad day in the gym means a good day on the fight day. Isaiah Juarez, how are you doing, amigo?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good, man. I'm glad that you joined us, man. We didn't know what was going to happen. A lot of times when the show gets closer and closer, it's just a part of the sport and a part of life. Sometimes fighters get fickle and they back out at the last minute. Hey, it's happened. I've had to back out of tournaments and stuff. These things happen. But you guys, thankfully, you're not backing out, and we're just glad that you joined us. And, man, today is November 10th. This event, guys, as many of you guys know, it's going to be on November 20th in Bakersfield, and we're very excited, man. I'm glad you guys joined us. Isaiah Juarez, what gym and what coach are you representing?
I am representing Coach Medina from One Nation MMA.
All right, One Nation MMA. That's a school I got a lot of respect for. Stuart, yourself, where are you representing, brother?
Stu.
Same thing. We're fighting out of One Nation under Gil Medina.
All right, under Gil Medina. Gil Medina is one of the guys that is helping us out. He's one of the men behind this show. He's got a lot of. He's just behind it, man. He's had a lot to do with what's going on. And guys, if you don't know, most of you do. This is Alpha Warriors Promotion, and it's Gladiator 1. It's our first time doing this MMA show. We've been around and involved in a lot of different events: Muay Thai, grappling, boxing. But yeah, we're glad that Gil is helping us out, and we're glad that you guys are joining in. Are you the only two guys that are coming out of that gym for that day?
No, sir. We got 3 other dudes fighting on that card.
Yeah, there's 5, and then with Arturo Burgos, he's affiliated. There's about 6 guys from Gil's gym. Like you were saying, Tom, Gil Medina is kicking ass, man, in Bakersfield. I think this guy has the key to Bakersfield, truthfully.
That's awesome, man. One thing I want to say is that guy just tuned in right now. He's a good friend of ours, and right out of Brazil, man. And that's Carlin Gracie. Carlin, it's been great talking to you the last couple of days. Carlin, not only is he a great guest and an awesome friend, but he's going to help me get a great guest onto the podcast, Helson Gracie, which is a veteran in Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. He's an OG Brazilian. He's a Gracie that a lot of people may not know about, but he's right out of the top line, man. And thanks to Carlin, I'm going to have Carlin and Helson on the podcast. I can't wait. I'm super excited for this. But we'll talk to you soon, Carlin, man. I can't wait to talk to you more. I'll talk to you more tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. But Xavier Ortega, another guy behind the scenes, he's going to be helping us, and he's going to be working with us on the day of the event, man. He's another guy. We couldn't do this without him. I love you. I love you, Xavier. And yes, and Carlin, man, he's been out there really working hard to hook me up with Helson. I finally got back with Helson tonight. He responded to me, and man, I'm excited. I have so much respect, and man, I'm so honored to interview these Gracies. Besides our show, big part for me and Archie is we like to get the history of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu out there to people. For people see the Jiu-Jitsu nowadays and a lot of the new styles and all these crazy X guards and De La Riva and stuff. It's changed quite a bit. But what I like about these old school Gracies is they are really keeping the traditional aspect of Jiu-Jitsu out there. So you Gracie brothers, I'll be talking to you tomorrow. For now, Stuart and Isaiah, how was that night of training tonight, man? Tough stuff?
Hey, man, tough stuff, dude, especially when you don't, I work midnight shifts, so it's like still trying to hard to get sleep throughout the day, but, I do what I can. But tonight was just not my night. But just kind of bite down on the mouth guard and
keep going. What about you, Isaiah?
Oh, it was good. I mean, today I had to do all my blood work and everything like that for the fight, so I was kind of just like,
yeah, you
gotta do our thing. I like to just go and handle business with each other.
You know what, man? That blood work and everything, as much as a pain in the butt it can be, hey, for us guys, us promoters that were behind the show, and for you fighters, that blood work and the medical work, it's important, man, especially because you guys, you're doing this show, but you're doing this show for a reason to get to the next level. One day you'll be in Bellator, you'll be in LFA, you possibly, hopefully, be in UFC. Hey, and that's going to be a big part of the deal. You got to get it done. It's a part of it, man. Good for your health. And once you secure that, you're in the show, man. And then it lasts for a while. And it's going to be, if you keep fighting, hey, expect to do it, right, Archie? It's part of the deal.
That's right, guys. Isaiah, Stu, thank you guys for getting on, and thanks for taking care of the medicals and the blood work. All that stuff is part of the fight game, and then these interviews. There was this one guy I was talking to. Hey, I'm kind of nervous getting an interview on the podcast. Well, that's part of it. Because later on, you guys are going to surpass this amateur level and go pro. I mean, I'm thinking you guys want to do that, and this is good training ground.
You know what, man? We can call it amateur. We can call it whatever you want. The bottom line, I go to these amateur shows and I watch all you guys from all the gyms. You can call it amateur, but the bottom line is this. No headgear. You got the same size gloves. You're getting in that cage, and nobody's fighting you like an amateur. People are going out there and throwing down, and you guys are really going to be fighting out there. So you can call it amateur or whatever. You're doing the real thing. That's the bottom line. And nowadays with the technology and everybody watching, you're going to have eyes on you, man. It's going to be live. There's going to be eyes from big guys from bigger shows. Hey, they're looking for guys like you to get into the next level show. So it's going to be great. Anyhow, Isaiah, I know you've been training a while. Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself and your martial art history? How old were you when you started training in martial arts?
I was 7 years old when I started wrestling. And then my dad was more focused on like baseball and high school sports. So once I hit high school, it was like, you can't do that much. Like I was doing wrestling in high school, but it was just, I wanted to do more jiu-jitsu and more MMA things. My dad was not having it. He was like, yeah, you just need to focus on baseball and football. And that's about it.
That's all good. I did those things too. The good thing about those team sports like that is you have a coach and you have people watching, and it teaches you to work with a team, which is super important.
Yeah.
Even mixed martial arts and any MMA gym, jiu-jitsu, whatever it be, you have to learn to work with a team, and teamwork is super important. And man, I just think it's very important. And when you can work with a team, it kind of takes that ego away a little bit. It's important, right, Archie? That working with a team is important, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And these guys, Stu and Isaiah, they're teammates, and now they're at a different level, helping each other, just get stronger and better in all their MMA. And it's kind of cool, that once you guys really know what you want to do, yeah, you were doing baseball, football when you're younger, but now you're at an age when I guess I'll say you can make your own decisions. I mean, you're the adult and say, hey man, this is what I want to do. And I'm guessing that's where you guys are coming from, right, Stuart? This is what you want to do, and how and tell us a little bit about your your history or big history in MMA. How long you been training, Stu?
Man, I've been training for about 4 years. I started out when I lived in Monterey doing jiu-jitsu in high school, my senior year. That's just about it. I got into a lot of fights in high school, and I was like, man, this is pretty good. I'm pretty good at it, so might as well dive head first. So that's that's all she wrote after that. You know what I mean?
Some of the best fighters that I've trained. One of the guys I can say he didn't play sports. He's actually gotten quite a bit of trouble. Is the Visalia MMA owner? His name is Batman Eddie Aguirre, right here in Visalia. He's a guy that I love a lot. Visalia MMA, and the guy is right now. His fighting career is started in street fights, ended up in juvenile hall, fought a lot there, and then he saw the MMA and UFC, straightened his life up, and next thing I know, he's in my gym training. Next thing I know, after that, he's in a cage fighting. One thing led to another. Now he's got an MMA store. So, hey,
I'm going to interrupt you. That's what my family did for me, though, is because we lived on the east side in East Bakersfield. And my dad was like, yeah, you should probably do – that's why I started wrestling, though, because it was like walking home, it was always sketchy. So they were just kind of like, yeah, you – and I'm not that tall. I wasn't big when I was younger, so I was always kind of shorter. So they would they're like, yeah, do a little bit of wrestling for martial arts. I did that and a little bit of jiu-jitsu, and that's how I went. Because walking home, people were fighting all the time. Always fighting, especially over there. It was just – yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun.
That's how it goes, man. Hey, and I'll tell you, I don't care. I'll tell anybody this. Jiu-jitsu, karate, whatever it may be, whatever, football, basketball, baseball, wrestling to me is one. If you can get through wrestling, you can get through anything in life. Wrestling is one of the toughest sports out there. And, man, I'll say it again. If a guy can get through wrestling and competition wrestling and learn that technique and do it, right, Archie? Wrestling's one of the toughest things out there, man.
Yeah, it really is. And the nice part about it is if you haven't wrestled before, the guys that are starting MMA, a lot of them are really, really picking it up real fast. I mean, George St. Pierre, that dude never had a lick of wrestling, but that dude got dedicated when he started MMA. And that's just a good example that, okay, yeah, it's nice if you start at a young age, but hey, anything's possible. And look at JSP. That dude was like a master in the ground game, right?
Oh, dude. And GSP is one of my favorite ever, one of the best ever to compete. But he studied the MMA before he got in there. And, like many of us, I didn't wrestle in high school either, but watching guys like Dan Severn, Randy Couture, there's too many to name, but you saw right quick how important that aspect of wrestling is in mixed martial arts. Something you got to have. If you don't got it, at some point it's either going to hurt you or be against you.
Oh, shit.
Oh, you're using light, bro.
It's a ghost.
But it's never too late. That's for sure. It's never too late to get on the mat and join or learn wrestling or jiu-jitsu. And every freaking community has a local wrestling club. So what we do sometimes for our guys in our community that have very little wrestling experience, we say, hey, go to that high school coach and go ask them if you can, get on the mat with these guys. And a lot of them do help you or allow you to get on the mat. So there's opportunities.
Always an opportunity. At my school, the Central Valley Martial Arts, the box fight team in Visalia, I was always by chance and by luck having these wrestlers come in. They saw the jiu-jitsu and wanted to do that. But we would get great wrestling coaches in there. And one of the greats, he had passed away, was Phil Sullivan. He was an awesome guy that trained with the Olympians. And just a short time I trained with this guy, a couple of years, I picked up quite a few very important wrestling techniques. So, yeah, wrestling's a biggie. Then you got to have, we're talking MMA. It's a good thing to have that boxing It's good to have the kickboxing, Muay Thai. It's great to have the jiu-jitsu. And then when you can learn, the biggest thing is having the mindset to learn to mix these things all together and practice a way to mix them together. So this sport is something else, man. It's really, really something else.
Yeah.
So Stuart,
an accident for me because my ex, her parents own a jiu-jitsu place here in Bakersfield. So when I was 14, we were like, she's all, come into the gym. And I would always go in there, start doing jiu-jitsu with them. And I mean, her dad would pull guard and accidentally kick me right in my dick, but it was he would be pulling me in, and then I stopped going there once I turned 60. Like, there's issues, so I was all right. Then I went to Dan Camarillo instead and started doing jiu-jitsu with Dan.
Dan Camarillo is one of my guys that look. Dan and Dave, his brother, when I was training at Half Gracie, they were two of the best guys there, and at Pacific Martial Arts, I probably learned more solid technique from Dan and Dave than most Brazilians. They were also junior Olympic black belt gold medalist in the judo Olympics, man. So I'd watch these guys, Dan and Dave, go to a jiu-jitsu tournament. And you see a lot of jiu-jitsu guys pulling guard, but these jiu-jitsu guys would try to stand on the feet with Dan and Dave, and it would just be flying through the air, boy. It was something else, man. What about you, Stuart? You ever do any judo? Maybe, maybe not.
Excuse me?
You ever do any judo?
Oh, it's kind of breaking up.
That's all right, man. It happens.
I'll leave and join back.
You know what? Do what you got to do. I'm glad you jumped in, though. So, Isaiah, you know anything about this opponent you're fighting? Who is it?
I'll be honest, I don't know.
That's all good. It doesn't even matter.
Like, for me, it's just I'm doing my training. I'm going to go in and I'm going to do what I have to do. That's really it. I have my idea of what's going to happen and how I'm going to handle everything. But my coach is setting me up best, and he knows who my opponent is. So since he knows who my opponent is, he's going in ahead, and as a coach, he's telling me what I should be doing and what I need to do, and he's coaching me to get ready for that. So I don't really focus on that. I have a lot of things that have been coming up with some things, legal issues, and then I have college stuff that I was handling at the same time. So this last month and a half has been absolute hell. That's it.
Man. It's only going to make you stronger, Isaiah. It's only going to make you stronger.
Yeah. Oh, it's making me want to fight a lot harder.
There you go. I hear you. I feel you on that one, man. I too had some, the mental game, and like it just gets you angry. Like, you know what? The guy that I'm going to go up against, speaking for myself tomorrow, it's a poor guy, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, go ahead.
So for me, I'm just like, it's business. I have a lot riding on this for myself, especially with, like I said, it's like I have a whole bunch of family members coming, and then on top of that, I have a bunch of I have legal issues going on. So it's like me, I'm hungry. I'm wanting this really, really bad.
Man, those legal issues, man. When I was younger, I was always going through something, man. I grew up in a neighborhood where there's, they were great friends of mine and my close homeboys, but, they had uncles and cousins and most drug dealers and gangbangers. And when you're a youngster and you grow up around that, it's real easy to fall into that. So, hey, a legal issue, it's nothing but a challenge to get through, man. It's nothing but a challenge to get through. And with your state of mind, I truly believe if you keep your head right and you keep training, you'll get through that, man. You're a young man. You get through it and you get to the next level. Martial arts, a big thing of it, man, is you got to have a clear ego. You need to be humble. The humbleness is a big thing I don't see with a lot of guys nowadays. I'm going to go in there, I'm going to beat this guy. You know what? You might. Or you might go in there and you might get beat by him. But the biggie is this, guys. Respect. You got to go in there regardless of what happens. You need to know in your head that you're going to have respect for this guy, whether you beat him or you lose to him. Shake that dude's hand, give him a hug, shake his coach's hand, and respect. And you know what? It pays a lot of dividends. You'll get to the next fight and you're going to notice. You go if you have the willpower to go back to the gym. That is a lot of guys win a fight and they go, I'm good enough to do this, and they go chill, or they lose the fight and they go, and then they don't train for a while, then all of a sudden their mind goes, oh, I'm going to fight again, and I'm going to get back in. You can't do that, man. Win or lose, get back in that gym, man. Go in there with humbleness. Go help people out. Help one another is a big thing me and Archie believe in. It's a spirit of martial arts. And it's really about helping one another, man. And not just in the gym, but
that's like in life, too.
Yes.
It's like especially with martial arts, because it teaches you, one, like the main foundation is discipline, I believe, for one. But two, it's like at the same time, when the humbleness part, I feel like there's a lot of people who like, all right, so when I was a senior in high school, I kind of was living on my own for the year. So I was living all over the place, eating what I can when I can. And then on top of that, the next year I moved to Arizona, and I was taking a bus an hour and a half to work in 110-degree weather because I didn't have a car. And then I was saving up. I got my own house, like rented my own house and everything like that. So it was like, and then I got into some trouble, and then it was like, to get crumbled down, you learn really fast. You learn how to stay humble. And it's like, that's the thing too with fighting, in my opinion, is life is going to kick your ass, but somebody else could too in a cage. There's not, my uncle always told me, he's an ex-Green Beret, he said there's always someone out there who could kick your ass.
I was just going to say that. There's always a better dude, man. And I don't care if it's in the past, present, or the future. There is always going to be a dude that's better and bigger. Hey, it's part of the deal, man. But martial arts taught me, I see it compared to a lot of my family members, and I have something that they don't have. And martial arts has really taught me, man, just respect for people at work, customers, big time in the gym. When I go to a gym, man, I have extreme respect for the coaches. Whether I could beat a student or he could beat me, you got to be friendly, right, Archie? It's huge, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Respect goes a long way. And Isaiah, just by listening to you, man, it seems like if you're a humble dude, you've gone through some stuff, and you're surpassing that. You're passing all those hurdles that come in front of you. That's awesome, man. And I had a question for you. How long have you been with Gil? And tell us a little bit about what you think about Gil, man, because we know him as an amazing person. I'm thinking you too, right?
Yeah, I honestly, it's crazy how everything works out because meeting Gil was an accident. It was a complete accident. It was like I was training with, before I'd gotten it's part of my story. I don't care. Before I got arrested, I actually had
What's up, Pedro?
What up, Pedro?
Go for it, Isaiah.
Before, and then I got out during the pandemic because I was in 3 months, and I didn't have a job, so I was hopping around serving jobs. And one serving job, I met this one coach, and I was training with him. And this guy, I was just like, I didn't really like the technique that much, but I was still going there. I was like, okay, I'm good with, like, I like to grapple, but his foundation, he couldn't really work with me on my grappling. And then I switched jobs and I started working at Bocados as a bartender. And Gil goes there sometimes. He gets his shrimp with rice. That's what he would always get because I'd see him in there all the time. And then one of the bartenders like, hey, do you know this guy? And I was like, no, I've never met him before. And he's like, this guy's badass. And I was like, okay. So I started talking to Gil, and he's like, come to my gym. I was like, all right, cool. And as soon as I started going there, I liked a lot more. It was a lot more family. He's like that Theo that, will whoop your ass and make sure that you learn the hard way if you're not learning. And I like that because it's more family to me. You know what I mean?
Good, man.
And I like Gil. I like Gil a lot. He's a good guy, and he's taught me. He's helped me progress a lot. And even when been going through like all the things that I've been going through in the last few months or month or whatever, he's always been helping me and making sure that I could like get to what I want to do. Because I'm a bartender, and I usually get off of work every day at like 2 a.m. So he's just like, he tries to work with me on my schedule and everything too, which is very, very, very helpful, especially with like morning classes, night classes, and all that kind of stuff.
Wow,
it's good, man. It's always good to find the vibe at the right spot. Now we got another guy who's joining us. Another guy's gonna be fighting in our show. This is my first time meeting you, Pedro Trujillo. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good. And yourself?
Oh man, I cannot complain, man. This last year or two for me has been really, it's been test up and down. Been a crazy couple of years, man. Besides the COVID, health issues, this and that, it's really been something, man. So us being back in and go into this like this, I'm extremely happy, and I only see us and our company getting to the next level. Now, Pedro, are you from One Nation Gym or where are you from, brother?
Yeah, I'm from White Nation MMA as well.
All right. So you train with Gil too. How long have you been training martial arts? And what was the first style that you started with?
I've been training martial arts for, I'll say, a year. And I always did wrestling. I started since I was 4 and continued all the way to high school. And just found MMA, fell in love.
Hey, well, you've been hey, wrestling is one of the most important martial arts there is. Some people don't call it that, but wrestling is an art of its own. One of the toughest martial arts that anybody can do. Even jiu-jitsu is hard too. It's different, but wrestling is, I'll say it all the time, wrestling's one of the toughest damn arts and sports that a guy can do. So what kind of wrestling did you do, man? Was it freestyle, Greco? What was it?
Growing up, it was freestyle, folk style whenever the season came by. And in high school, I did a couple tournaments for Greco, but I really didn't do that much. It was mostly folk style.
Folk style is great. Folk style is a mixture, isn't it?
Yeah.
Upper body clenching and double legs and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Yes, wrestling is something else. You were at Bakersfield too?
Yeah. I went to BHS, the Drillers.
The Drillers, there you go.
Yeah, pretty good program.
I know those coaches from the Drillers. I forgot their last names.
Varner.
The Varners, yeah. The Varners.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Whoop my butt.
Yeah. Hey, when they whoop your butt, man, you know what? It only makes you better.
So, Pedro, do you and Isaiah and Stu and all you guys ever get together to do some rounds and practice, sparring or Muay Thai or what? Or, with Gil?
All the time. We always beating up on each other. We got something to prove. November 20.
So it's part of the job, punching each other, right?
Oh yeah, we love it. It's fun.
Yeah. You guys are. I got a feeling with Gil. I've never been to his gym, but from what I hear and talk to him, and from what I've heard about all his students, you guys have a strong striking background. But you guys aren't just doing that. You're mixing it all up together, and you get guys in there that mix it all up. So I'm excited to meet you in person, both you guys. And man, I'm just so excited to see this fights in action. We're gonna be right there, man, cage side, and it's gonna be cool, man.
Put on the show. We're gonna put on the show.
It's awesome, man. I'm stoked, bro. I got my family coming. We got youngsters that are gonna be doing the boxing stuff earlier in the day.
Oh,
For all you fans, the fans that are coming, a lot of people will watch this show later on. That's normally how it works. But hey, you see all these shows going down. If you want to see some cool action, and big thing that's going to be cool is these kids that are competing. There's a lot of kid and teenagers that are going to be putting it on, man, and they're going out there with nothing to lose, and they're trying to gain experience. And man, they just want to get out there and do what they've been training. So it's going to be a great day. There's going to be good food, guys. We're going to have a beer garden. Okay, I'm not a big drinker, but I know some of the fans like to drink. It's going to be nice, though, to have a nice beer garden going there. After your match, maybe go have a cold one. But the people that are there, hey, homemade carne asada tacos, they're going to be bomb.
And that sounds so good right now. I've been eating fish and chicken and rice for the last, 3 weeks. I want some pizza right now.
Oh, there you go.
I'm wanting pizza so bad.
You know what you can get, brother? You get you a cauliflower crust pizza with some sauce and salt.
I'm about to get a calzone. That's what I'm about to get a fat calzone.
Hey, I've been making homemade pizzas all week, big dog.
Homemade, did you say?
Yeah.
Easy now.
I love cooking, man. Yeah, you're doing a smart thing, man. Stay away from that pizza. You don't need that now, but you can get you one. I'll order you a damn pizza after that fight, Big G. Yeah. So while we're here, I would like to discuss that joyful, man, that treat that we all got to see this last weekend in the UFC, man. Not just the UFC, but the boxing was a treat too. But what I really want to talk about, all the fights were great, but I was very, very impressed, and I was happy to watch that Chandler fight, man. It was, oh, man.
You guys get to see it, Isaiah, Pedro?
Oh, yeah. I went to
yeah, they're playing it at my work.
Hey, that was beautiful. Those two guys got so much heart, and I got so much respect for both of them. And, man, the stuff that I saw in that fight was amazing. Neither one of them had quit. But guys, if you didn't see the fight, go on UFC, man. It's there. But there was a beautiful technique I saw at one point of that fight where Michael Chandler got the most beautiful lifting double leg takedown, and then I saw a technique. Oh, that technique! It's called a leg pass in wrestling. That where he flipped it. That's one of the hardest techniques you can do. It's one of the highest levels in wrestling, where he actually did that leg pass in midair, and then Chandler ended up landing on his head. Oh, props to both those guys. Anyhow, awesome fights, man. And then
what I thought, sorry to interrupt you. What I think is like interesting about that, when you have some people who do watch the sport. I was at work, and you get all these guys who come in and think they know like what's going on in that game. And my favorite is when they sit there and they're all, "Get up! Why are you taking him down? What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Bro, you're like a good like 3-something. I see you here every day drinking your same beer. I know you don't know what's really going on. Like,
I have no clue
or anything like that. But I'm like, you go train."
Right.
Like, you're yelling at a TV. This dude makes thousands of dollars, been doing it for like how long for a reason. Like, I know I'm just a bartender who does training on the side, but like, geez.
Yes.
They don't see the technique and like what it was, like that double leg you're talking about. Why did he take him down?
Especially after the war they had been in and the punches both those guys had took. Hey, man, they put the cardio to the test on a whole nother level. I'm telling you, dude, if you don't know wrestling, that I've only seen that twice in MMA, but that was beautiful. That takedown that Chandler hit, something special. But that leg pass flip over that Gaethje did, woo.
That's called that's funky. That's from funk wrestling. You know, it's just in a row, and if they get you and you're up in the air, you're just gonna go down between their legs and just kind of funk, and then just kind of see where you go. You know, it's all about the scramble. Yeah,
tremendous. All the fights were great, man. But then another thing, because I had that UFC going, I didn't have the boxing going, but then I did watch the highlight the very next day, and the Canelo fight, you know, and the other guy, that was a beautiful fight. But I want to just talk about the finish. Canelo, I've always had a lot of respect for him. He's got great defensive boxing and great counterpunching. But that finish was beautiful, man. It was really something special. So I got props for all the fighters that fought this weekend. It was really a treat for all of us fight fans, man. Don't you think, Archie?
Yeah, no, I actually, in the household that I was watching the fights, we actually had 2 TVs, you know, one for the UFC, one for the boxing. That's how crazy, that's how much fight fan we are, right? We're not only fans, we're in it too, but, you know, speaking of the fans, you know, in the household that I was at, just like you were saying, Isaiah, there's some guys that never trained, and they're all there talking like,
isn't that something?
and I don't say anything, you know, like, okay, give these guys whatever, you know.
Wouldn't matter if you did.
Yeah, I hear that.
You know what's up, man. Anyhow, guys, you know what, man? There's it's a nighttime, and we got a lot going on. We keep these night podcasts short, but we want the fans to know we're going to keep promoting this all through the week. I got other nights. We're going to keep promoting this every week until that fight comes. We got 10 days left. You guys are welcome to come back on if you like. The other fighters, they say they're coming on, but some people get nervous or whatever. Hey, we understand. It's all good. The main thing, guys, you fighters are going to watch this. I'm telling you right now. You're set. We got the card full, but if you don't get those medicals in, I'm not trying to be a dick, but I got to say it like it is. Those medicals, they got to be in. And we got backup, man. I got dudes ready to back it up to the last day. They're training right now. And if I'll pay for their damn medicals. If you guys don't have the medicals, you're not going to be able to fight, unfortunately. So please get the medicals done. It's not that big of a deal. You pay for it and get a sponsor. Talk to me and Archie, man. We'll make it happen. But you guys, if you're going to fight, you got to be able to get it done. Hey, that you're going to pay for that medical, you're going to be ready to fight more, right, Archie?
Absolutely. And you know what? That medical lasts for a year, I think 12 months. Once you get that first one out of the way, you don't have to worry about, actually the whole camo requirements lasts for a year. Depending on how your outcome of the fight, you may have to take another medical, after the fight, or if you want to fight again. But for the most part, that's it. Do it once and you're good to go. But you know what, Top? Just like you said, anyone that needs help on those medicals, financially or otherwise, it's an investment for us, and we'll help you guys out. But I know that most of the guys are out there doing it, giving their shot, and even Gil, he tells me, he goes, Archie, if you hear of any of these guys that are having issues, tell them we'll find a sponsor. We'll sponsor their medicals. But you know what? For the most part, everybody is handling it. Isaiah just mentioned earlier in the show that he handled his. And hey, Pedro, are you handling yours?
I got it all right there. I just need to take a picture and send it.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Hey, it's part of the deal. It's not that big of a deal. Get the medicals done. But look, if you seriously can't afford it to do it, we'll find a way to make it happen. But man, we got these fights lined up, and you guys have been training so hard, so it's not that big of a deal. Hey, the guys that have been training hard and putting the work down, the coaches have as well. Yeah. We got to make this happen. Like I said, though, we got backup. My gym, I got a whole gym full of dudes that are trained and ready to do the thing. So it's going to happen regardless. But, guys, I want to just ask you before we close this thing up, sponsors are a big thing. You know what I mean? We like to represent our sponsors. But on these shows, I want you guys to give, if you have anybody you would like to thank, coaches, sponsors, family, friends. Let's start with Isaiah. You got anybody you would like to give props to?
And even reach out to new sponsors. Hey, anybody wants to,
yeah, man.
Go for it.
Hey, what's up? I didn't hear you. Sorry.
I was gonna say, even reach out to new sponsors. If you know anybody that hasn't hit you up yet, call them out right now. Say, hey, man.
Oh yeah, no, my boss for Just Wing It. His name's Jerry. I work at Just Wing It. We have Panama location across the street from Costco. We got the Marketplace, and then we got the Valley Plaza. And we'll probably be getting them up on that banner, hopefully. And then actually right after this, I was texting my guy for a CBD company. So we're going to be having this CBD company that's going to be sponsoring us. He's giving me some samples. So maybe I'll come back on and I'll be able to show you what CBD company it is and who I'm trying to work with. So we could, because I was trying to get the team up on CBD so we could get a bunch of, like the rubs and gummies and all that kind of stuff for our body. And then I've been juicing. My uncle has this juicy. I don't know if it's inverted or not. It's called Crestmont Creations on. Let's see.
Nice. Is that a Bakersfield product?
Yes, it is. My uncle does juicing. After my training, I usually drink one of these, and then I drink one in the morning for breakfast. And I started doing that this week so that I could start, because I'm doing like more of a fast to help cut my weight more. So I drink that here in Bakersfield. My uncle juices those fresh pressed juice. It tastes really good, and you'll probably end up like crapping yourself for the first 2 days, but it's worth it.
Hey,
it cleans out your body completely. It's good.
You know what? When you crap yourself, man, I'm trying to talk about that. Hey, I've been on the same kind of kick. Hey, real juice, though, you get that real juice that doesn't have a lot of sugar. It is real good for you.
Oh, no, he puts no sugar in this. Everything it is, it's like he has a list of it, and it's beets, cilantro, lemon, turmeric. He puts like so much organic stuff in this that he doesn't even – it tastes – at first it doesn't really taste that good on honest, but it's really good.
Yep, really good for you. Hey, man, that's the key right there. So I like that. And you sponsors, this guy gave you props. Take care of the damn medicals if you have to. Now, Pedro, what about you, my brother? You got anybody or any sponsors that you would like to give props to?
No, I don't got any sponsors, but I just got the support of my family,
Well, you got Tom Owens as a sponsor right here. Big dog, get private message me, and I'll keep in touch with you.
Okay, heck yeah.
There you go.
Chris, all I want to know that you're going to be there and you're going to be respectful to your opponent regardless of the consequences. Don't be one of those guys that chokes or knocks the guy out and then jumps up all freaking nuts. You can jump up happy, but you check on that opponent, make sure he's cool. Props to the coach. That's a biggie right there, right, Archie?
That's right. Heck yeah. And you know what, Pedro? Everyone out there listening, hit up Pedro, hit up Isaiah. Any new sponsors that are out there for these guys. That's what we do. We try to help each other out. And this is like a window, literally, to reach out to the public. And these podcasts that we're doing, the guys like you, Pedro and Isaiah and Stu that we're in here, If you can then just share the video also to the local community, to your friends in the community, and then they get to re-listen to this like, oh shit, Pedro, oh Isaiah, oh shit, yeah, let me just hit these guys up, and that's how it starts, right? Really. And this is what we're trying to help you guys, promote you guys, get you guys, it's all about you guys right out there. And this is what you do, right? We get on shows like this and then promote yourself, reshare these things that you're a part of, and then and that's how you start getting known. I know you guys are young. Pedro's probably the youngest one in this podcast, but you know what?
Biggest one. Not fair. This guy's like 6 something, and he's the damn baby of everybody, but he's like the biggest one. I think it's me and Johnny who are the oldest, and we're the shortest ones.
That's all good, man.
Yeah, Johnny was on
Go ahead. All that good stuff, man. Like I said, if you got to hit people up. We're gonna make it happen. We thank you guys we had a lot more guys that were planning on coming to the show, and they just all of a sudden last show too, we're gonna be there, and then just all of a sudden the last minute they down, but it happens. Anyhow, I got to give some thanks myself. I work at Costco, and Costco, I've been there for 25 years, and I was out, had an accident. I've been out for 6 months, and now I'm back. And man, the Costco people, man, they're family to me. And man, if it wasn't for that management and the cool people, I don't know what I would do. Those guys have really helped me out. They've been family. I also want to thank the Gracie family. A lot of people forget about those Gracies, but they were the ones I saw when I got into jiu-jitsu. And Carlin Gracie, I thank you for tuning in. Helson Gracie, I cannot wait to talk to you. I'm going to be honored. Half Gracie, Crosley Gracie, all the guys at Hoist Gracie, the ones that I've been able to train with. Nothing but love. And Archie, man, I got a lot of love for you too, my brother. And Archie's in Vegas. He just made that trip to Vegas. He's been training real hard. You've been training hard, dude. You deserve this. Putting his life on the line, man. Body on the line.
Where at?
Vegas, man. Competing at the Worlds in Vegas, and it's no joke. No joke. Yeah. People coming from all over the world to get in that thing. Hey, bro, you went over there with no coach, and you're still down. I wish I could have went, man. You're still down to do it. Hey, brother, you go out there and the same thing. Respect, humbleness, and you just make sure after you choke that guy out or armbar, you go pick him up, hug him. Respect to the coach. Hey, you're going to make a new friend. Anything could happen. But let me know what happens right after. I want to know what happened.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. Yeah, I compete tomorrow.
On me, man.
There you go. Yeah, I compete tomorrow at 4 o'clock. I got to win 3 in a row to get the gold. But you know what? I mean, we've been training our ass off. Yeah, man. All of us here have been training our asses off, right?
Got it, man.
For our own goals. Yeah.
All right.
I'm excited.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us. You guys get a nice sleep. I got to do the same. I got an early morning, a big day tomorrow. We're going to let Pedro and Isaiah go. You guys can go ahead and log off. Everybody out there, man, we love you all, and we hope to see you soon. I can't wait to see you at that show, guys. Be safe, eat well, and 10 days left, man, so don't go crazy. Keep the diet good. Hey, technique and repetition is a biggie, man. Biggie. Carlin Gracie.
You got a message for you guys.
Thank you, Carlin
Gracie. For saying awesome. I've been training.
Thank you.
There you go.
Hey, so now I know I used to fight a lot, man, and I used to compete in jiu-jitsu. It's real easy to think that you have to do this crazy training at these last 10 days. You know, the most important thing in my mind is you go every day and repetition and drilling and keep the cardio up for the next week. But that last week, man, you get that body to the top that you can get it with the food and water. Hey, man, and then you talk to your coach and you stay in touch and be careful who you train with. Don't get some tough guy in there on you. You guys know what you got to do. And you don't. The worst thing is, man, it's happened to me. Is when you get hurt that last week after all this work. We don't want that to happen.
I don't want to think about that.
There you go.
You guys got a legend in the world. Carlin Gracie is telling you guys.
Well, I've seen that.
Hey, that dude right there, man.
He's in Brazil. He's actually in Brazil right now.
Yeah, he's all the way in Brazil, and not every Gracie does this, but I got so much respect for the Gracies and this man. And I just thank you, Carlin, and I'll talk to you tomorrow, my brother. And
Heck yeah.
Archie, I'm gonna
Okay
talk
to
to
see
you
you,
tomorrow,
Carl
Archie.
Gracie.
Yeah, heck yeah, guys. Yeah, and more, like Tom's saying, keep training, eat healthy, stay healthy. 10 more days, and we'll all be together, big happy family.
Seeing you guys soon.
Yep, I'll
After
be
the show,
there.
we'll have some tacos.
Órale. Carne asada, tacos are on me, gentlemen.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's
There you go.
perfect.
You heard it.
And a pizza for
Need
this
it.
one, man.
You
All right,
guys
guys.
have a blessed night.
Yep,
All right,
you
good
guys
night,
have a
guys.
great
guys.
night as well. Thank
All right,
you so
thanks,
much,
guys.
brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys.
See how
All right, and we're going from live off air, fellas. Good night.
All right, so we're going to end the broadcast, Tom. Here we go. And appreciate you guys. Appreciate everyone. And